When new to improv, initiating a scene can be a fairly stressful thing. It can be pretty hard. Like, what on earth are you going to say? Our brains then sometimes go blank, or we're worried that it's going to go blank, and then it actually does go blank, and we prove ourselves that that can actually happen. In this episode, and the previous couple and the next one, I'm talking about the top of the scene. This is the initiation part where we're setting up the base reality and all that kind of thing. Is an improviser and a teacher and a lot of other things, and he's pretty good at a lot of those things. Anyways, one of the things Will says to help you out at the top of the scene, it's pretty astute. He says that a useful thing to try is answering the question, where are you? And you might establish that location physically, so you don't need to speak, or you could establish it by saying wherever you are. Or you could buy a little bit of time by, say, doing something like this, which could be a bunch of things, and then one of you or your scene partner, can add in the verbal a couple moments later. It gives you a little bit of a chance to kind of figure it out together. Now, you can let that environment dictate the behavior if you want to. And that also helps you avoid discussing what the location is. That can end up to be some kind of negotiation between the scene partners, and it can really pull everyone out of the scene. It's kind of breaking that fourth wall in a way. Or you can just use those words if you prefer to establish the activity and or the location right away. I don't know why we installed these blinding lights on the workshop. Just make sure you don't get stuck in discussing those details too much. Here's an exercise that you can use to practice this. 2 players up. I'm going to call this one, this place has so much flavor. Player 1 is going to enter into the scene and not use any words. That player is going to make a choice that establishes what the character flavor is of the space using physicality, using an emotion. So using their body only, no words, just some kind of emotion that makes sense for that location. So it could be scary. It could be really exciting. It could be something that makes you really nervous. It doesn't matter. You're not using words, so no emotion labels for this. If you're somebody like me that has a difficulty with labeled emotions, this will work. You're just going to show something, show anything. If you want to show an activity, like a physical movement that helps sort of define that space, you can add that too. Now, player 2 is going to enter the scene and join this activity non-verbally. They're just going to agree and join in with whatever's going on. And the 2 players are going to silently, non-verbally for a moment, do that activity before anyone speaks. So this is going to create a base reality and agreement before anyone says anything. And then comes the challenge. This is the challenge, figuring out what the heck both of you are doing. But you do have something to go on. You've both already joined in on that initiation. That activity, that joined activity is the initiation. Then you got to figure out what it is, whoever speaks first. All right, there's a solo version of this that you can do. The solo adaptation, I'm going to call the garage. So you are going to imagine that you are in a specific location full of items. This might be like a thrift store, or an attic, or that garage. Decide where this is, where you chose all these items to be, and your emotion. Decide those things as you start handling a few objects one by one. You're going to stop and then describe to yourself this base reality that you just formed after you did that activity. So figure out, after you've handled a few things, who are you, where are you, and why. So what are the objects that you're handling and why do you feel the way you do right now? So you've set up that base reality, then you just describe it. I'm Jen deHaan, and this is your Improv Brain. You can find a whole bunch of resources and my newsletter at improvupdate.com. Bye for now.